How's it hanging, YouTube? It's Peter here from TripleG Comics. Welcome back. Really pleased tonight to be joined by my good friend Ephraim, and we're here to again talk about comic books or comic book related things. So, Ephraim, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Peter. Just enjoying another sunny day here in San Diego. How are you doing?
I'm enjoying a horrific rainy wet day here in the UK. But, you know, don't worry about us, Ephraim. We're all right.
Good, good.
Yeah, you live in a fantastic part of the world. You guys must have sunshine and pleasant weather pretty much all the time.
Yeah, I mean, even during wintertime, which is coming up, supposed to be right now, but it's still like in the upper 60s around here, so nice and sunny. In the morning it's a little bit overcast, but now the sun's out and just enjoying myself. Speaking with you, of course.
I'm safer here, Ephraim, because I'm ginger. So in that weather, I just turn red. Basically. Anyway, it's lovely to see you again, Ephraim. Really enjoy our chats, and for everybody that's watching, you'll know that we've started doing quite a few collaboration videos over the last few months, and I'm really enjoying them. It's lovely to talk with someone who's got similar tastes in comic books as I have. But we're doing something slightly different tonight. So we've obviously done a few videos about comic books. We've looked at comics that are coming out in the future. We've looked at our least favorite characters and various things like that. Tonight we're going to shift the focus a little bit and look at TV shows that have got us excited. So what we've both done is have a little look at shows that are coming out 2022 and picked 5 of our favorite shows or shows that we're most looking forward to seeing.
Yes.
So these are our 5 most anticipated shows that are coming out during 2022. So, Ephraim, we'll start with you. 2 interesting picks there straight away. Talk us through those ones.
So the one is Hannah. I'm not sure if you guys have gotten it over there. It's season 3 of Hannah, and basically, she's her and her, like, when they were kids, they were taken away to be like mercenaries.
So, Ephraim, is this, because I don't think I've seen this series, but is this based on, there was a movie a couple of years ago called Hannah?
Correct.
Where is she an assassin or something like that? Or trained
Correct.
to be
an assassin, yeah. So this is basically a series now, not just a movie, and it shows her season 3 is coming up soon, and basically this corporation, this entity, they get women basically, and that are pregnant, and then they take the children from them, and then they make them assassins. So in season 1, the man who was assumed to be her father took her from this, company or government, and she he raised her, but still trained her to be an assassin, and now she's basically trying to get all the other girls that are in there, but they all been brainwashed. And she's trying to get them out, and she saved one of them, but the other ones are still, caught up in everything. And it just goes from there. I think it's a very entertaining series.
Sounds really interesting. It reminds us, a couple of years back, I watched a series, a long-run series called Nikita.
Oh, yes.
You saw that?
Yeah.
So it sounds kind of a similar kind of theme to that.
Yeah.
What is it about these agencies that make them keep going for young female assassins?
I don't know. I think it's the same reason that I watch them, because it's just entertaining.
Sounds interesting. I haven't seen that one, so I'll pick that one up. I'll try and catch that.
Yeah. Next one, I'm assuming you've seen the original movie Karate Kid. I mean, it's a classic.
Yes. Very good.
I mean, this series first came out of the United States, Cobra Kai, 2-3 years ago, but it was on YouTube. It was a YouTube series, and then it switched over to Netflix last year. So this is, I believe, season 3 or season 4 now, and it's basically the original characters and actors from the original movie, and they've grown up, and basically it's just a continuing series of the Karate Kid, but it's called Cobra Kai, after the club that was in the original movie.
They were the baddies, weren't they, Cobra Kai?
They were the baddies, and they start out as enemies, the 2 main characters, but then in the last season, they joined forces to fight the mentor of Cobra Kai, because he came back too, and it's going from there. And now, obviously, they're teachers now, and they're taking in students of their own. It's a big, the Johnny, the bad guy in Cobra Kai, he had a son, and he went to Daniel's dojo, but then something happened. He had to be incarcerated because there was a big fight at school, and then both of them, he thought the father and Daniel turned against him, so he went back to Johnny's original mentor, and he's with them now. So it's just convoluted. I think it's a great story, though. I like seeing what happened to these characters, basically.
Sounds really interesting. I know I watched some of the first season, and my son loves it. He absolutely loves it. And that's a film, that still stands the test of time. I think Karate Kid, if you go back and rewatch that, it's a tremendous movie.
Yeah, great movie.
Okie dokie. So, couple of picks from me. I think both of them could have probably picked any number of the Marvel TV series that are coming out on Disney Plus. So I had a look through them, and I picked the one that's of most interest to us, which is Secret Invasion. I enjoyed that storyline in the comics. I'm really excited to see what they do with it in the MCU, how different they make it. Wasn't a huge fan of what they did with the Skrulls and Captain Marvel. What did you think of that? Did you like that? Or
I think they should be more evil.
Yeah.
I mean, they were too likable.
So, that was exactly my point. They made them, well, I don't know, they just changed everything about the Skrulls that we know about the Skrulls, unless they're going to turn that on its head in this series. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. But part of us is hoping for the excitement of when the comic came out, you had that real couple of months where you were thinking, well, who's a Skrull? Who's been a Skrull for a long time? And who's been acting out of character? I hope they do that in terms of the Marvel universe. I hope we get a bit of a flip situation where we suddenly say, well, actually, some of the characters we've been watching for a while have actually been Skrulls for ages. I just think that would be tremendous.
I think that's awesome. Great pick.
The next one, I'm a sucker for a bit of Ewan McGregor with a lightsaber. I mean, I cannot wait for Obi-Wan. I am, as was talked about a while ago, I am predominantly a Star Trek fan, but I do like Star Wars as well. And I just think this one looks mint. I think it looks really, really good. And I'm really pleased. Is it Hayden Christian or something? I'm really pleased. Yeah, I'm glad they've got him coming back in, because I feel for the guy, if I'm honest. I think he was kind of ripped to shreds at the end of the last Star Wars movies. So I hope they kind of redeem him a little bit and give him a bit of a chance to do something good with the character.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I'm really looking forward to all these Disney Plus shows. I was like, oh my gosh, when are they coming?
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, Ephraim, that's perhaps a future video we'll do, because we could have spent, the full session here talking about Disney Plus shows, because there's so much good stuff coming out. I'm not sure, we're going off track slightly, but I'm not sure in the recent announcements they talked about Marvel Zombies. Slightly hesitant of that, because I wasn't a fan of the What If Marvel Zombies episode.
Yeah, I like the comic book better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm hoping they go along the comic book lines rather than a continuation of that last story.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what your next two picks were. Ooh.
So the one on the left is Lost in Space. I think season number 3 is going to be the finale. I used to watch Lost in Space when I was a kid. Yeah. They came out a year before Star Trek. I went, wow. Yeah. They came out in 1965. Obviously, it was a black and white back then. That's how old I am. But I remember watching the original series, and this is on here in the United States. It's on Netflix. Basically, it's just the same plot, but obviously a lot more special effects and just not as cheesy as the original series, obviously, because 1965. But I think it's a great storyline, and it's going to be ending. This is the last season on Netflix. So
I watched the first season, and I absolutely loved it. I also remember watching the old black and white when I used to stay over at my grandparents' house, and I remember watching that. And was it the Time Tunnel or something? That was a similar show. Yeah. I love this series. My son's banging into it. I really enjoyed what they've done with it. So I'm looking forward to catching up on season 2 and then catching this when it comes out. Now, your next pick's an interesting one.
I love the Beatles. I mean, I grew up listening to them when I was a kid. This is a documentary. It's here. It's going to be on Disney Plus. I just seen, when I go on Disney Plus, they show, upcoming shows, and this was on there. And it's just basically from their last album that they created back in 1970. I remember that iconic scene when they're on top of the rooftop.
Yeah.
This is basically, it's based on this. And I know nothing about it besides it's going to be a 3-part, I believe, documentary. And like I said, I really want to watch this. I think it's great. I've always wished when I was younger growing up, God, I wish the Beatles would have stay together like the Rolling Stones did.
Yeah.
You know, what music they could have created. And I just, that's one group I wish that would have stayed together. I'm not blaming anybody, any particular female. I'm not going to say her name. Who knows? But I'm just really looking forward to this documentary. And like I said, it's a 3-part documentary.
Favorite Beatles song?
Gosh, you're putting me on the spot, man. I'm just going to say Help.
Yeah. Very good. I'll watch that. That'll be interesting, that one. And is that on Disney Plus, did you say?
Here in the United States, it's going to be on Disney Plus. I'm not sure if, if all the same shows carry over or the same,
So on Disney Plus over here, they've got, is it Discovery, I think it is, or something?
Yeah.
There's a documentary, because I remember watching the Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, dude, here we go, reading each other's mind. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
That's a great series.
I think there's a series 2 coming out, isn't it?
It just came out. Season 2 came out. Yes, that's a great series. He should do one on comic books. A segment. Yeah. Hopefully he will. I haven't seen them yet. So
right. So my next picks. Oh, awesome. So wow. We'll start with the right-hand side, which is House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones prequel, so set before Game of Thrones. I got into Game of Thrones late in the day, so it got to this, and it's strange because it's a kind of show that I knew I would like, but me and my wife, basically, I think it was about 4 seasons in before we really became aware of it, and we thought at that point we couldn't be chewed to kind of catch up, so we waited until it was completely done with, and then we blitzed it over a couple of months, watching it every night. And God, it's amazing. It really is a tremendous series. And I'm going to say something again controversial here. I loved the last season. Everybody goes up in arms and says, "Oh, the last season was awful and changed the characters and blah blah blah." I thought it was great. It was just very entertaining. So when this was kind of first announced, I got really excited because I think this will be brilliant. It's got some fantastic actors in it. It's got one of the guys, I forget his name, who played Doctor Who, is in it. So I think it's going to be amazing. So looking forward to that one. The next one was something I knew nothing about until I was researching. Do you know what I mean? Makes you sound dead good, Efren. When I was doing formal research for this show, I spotted this one coming to Netflix, which is The Cabinet of Curiosities by Del Toro. And it's basically a kind of each episode is a little mini scary story or story of intrigue, a bit like Ice Cream Man, I would imagine, or a bit like the old Tales of the Unexpected kind of thing. It's based on a book he wrote a while ago, which is obviously got an image of Hellboy on. And I'm a sucker for anything like that. I love that kind of anthology style where each episode you get a slightly different story or a short story. So really looking forward to that. I think that'll be excellent.
Wow, I've never heard of that one before.
It's coming to Netflix next year.
Dang, it looks interesting, very interesting. I noticed Hellboy, like you said, but these other characters, yeah. So
moving on. Oh, Ephraim, Star Trek Discovery you've picked.
Yes.
Hasn't there been some controversy with that over the last few days?
Yes. There is not being shown in certain countries. Right. I just read it briefly. I go, what's going on? Besides the lead actress, she was on Instagram, apologizing that not all the fans are going to be able to see it. And I was like, why? I mean, it's almost like they're getting political by showing it in different countries. I go, come on, it's just a TV show.
Yeah.
Show the series to everybody who wants to watch it. A lot of people won't be able to see it until 2022 or later on in 2022.
Right.
And I go, that's very disappointing. But I love this series. Here we go, talking about Star Trek and Star Wars again. But I love Star Trek. I mean, that's what I think started it all for me, that and Lost in Space. And I love when they have shows that go in the past or into the future.
Yeah.
That always grabs my attention. And I know in old Star Trek series, they used to do like parallel worlds, but this one, they've gone like 800 years into the future.
Right.
And season 3, there was basically the Federation was disbanded because there was no, something happened. They didn't have any power to, I forgot what it was called again, how fast they could go, warp.
Yeah.
Something happened to the warp speed and everybody didn't have warp speed, at all. So, basically there was no Federation at all. And then they went to the future and they figured out what was happening. And in the last episode of season 3, all the warp speeds came back. And now season 4 is going to be Burnham, the lead character. She's going to be captain of her own ship, but like 800 years into the future, which I love.
That sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
So even though I am a massive Star Trek fan, I've not picked up on any of the Discovery. I've not watched any of that yet. So I will have to try and, again, that's probably the one I'm going to blitz and watch a few seasons over a couple of months.
Is your country one of the countries that's not getting it right away, or is it just...
I'm not sure. I saw something in our newspapers saying that it was going to be delayed or something. So I don't know what's happened there.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I will pick up on that because I do love a bit of Trek. Just out of interest, are the Borg in it at all? Because I do like a bit of Borg.
Gosh, not that I recall. Not yet. That'd be interesting. That's a good point. Yeah,
I like the Borg. And there's a new Star Trek series coming out, isn't there, with Captain Pike?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that looks interesting.
And of course, Picard is coming.
Oh, Picard season 2! Cannot wait for that.
Yes.
Yeah. I was talking to some friend YouTubers the other day, and I hadn't heard this, but they were saying that apparently Marvel, there was some rumor that Marvel had been in talks with Patrick Stewart to reprise his role as Professor X.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought he was done with that. I thought he'd moved on. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah.
I think they're gonna him, and they got to bring back Hugh Jackman at least one show, one movie.
Yeah. So my pick, the Continental. Do you know what this is?
No, tell me.
Oh, Ephraim. So this is. Have you heard of John Wick?
Oh yes.
Love the John Wick films. Absolutely love the John Wick films. In the Continental.
Don't get mad at me. I've never seen a John Wick. Sorry, don't get mad at me. I've never seen John Wick. I had to interrupt you. So I know about it, but I've never seen the movies.
Oh, Ephraim, I'm disappointed. That's your homework, right? Okay. You have to go and watch John Wick. Honestly, I mean, if you like that kind of film, martial arts and fighting and all that kind of stuff, because they are quite graphic, I have to say. Tremendous series of films, and the last one was just absolutely superb. But basically the mythology of this film series is about this worldwide network of assassins who are paid with gold coins and all the rest of it. And in amongst all of this, these assassins is a hotel chain called the Continental. And basically, if you're on Continental grounds, there's no fighting, there's no arguing, it's a safe haven. If you've been injured, you can go to the Continental and get patched up. There's gunsmiths and all this kind of stuff. And in the movies, the Continental is ran by, I think it's Ian McShane, a very good British actor.
I've heard of him.
Yeah. And basically, this is going to be a TV series about the Continental. I think about how it was set up or established. So basically, a safe haven for assassins. So don't know a great deal about what's going to be in the series yet. There's been rumors that Mel Gibson's going to be in it, which will be interesting. So I'm just really looking forward to that. I love the John Wick series, and I love the mythology they've built around this kind of worldwide network of assassins. And some of the action scenes in it are absolutely tremendous in the John Wick movies. I'm horrified, Ephraim, horrified that you've not seen those films.
So wait a minute. Okay, I have to ask questions now.
Yeah.
So is the John Wick and this Continental, are they in the same universe or just?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So in the movies, I don't want to spoil the movies for you. I mean, I can tell you the plot for John Wick.
I know about John Wick. Everybody's always telling me
his dog gets killed, so he kills everyone. Do you know what I mean? That's about it, really. Yeah. But basically, the Continental is in each of the movies, and he goes there for rest and recuperation. It's like a safe ground where assassins can meet and things. And if you break the rules of the Continental, so if you fight in the Continental or something like that, you're kind of kicked out of the Assassin's Guild and everybody can attack you and things like that. You need to go and watch those films, Ephraim. I'm afraid I can't talk to you or do any more shows until you've watched John Wick. All right.
Next time we get together, I promise you I'm going to watch them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Just before we move on, Ephraim, have you got anything coming up on your channel that you want to mention?
I went to a comic book store last weekend, actually editing it, comics and stuff. They're based in. They have more than one store in San Diego. I like going to different stores, just checking them out. So I'm editing as we speak, and I'm going to be doing a video on Monday. I may be on my friend's YouTube channel, Hood Rat Comics. We're going to be talking about the upcoming San Diego Comic-Con, the special edition. So I think we're going to be live on Monday. I'll send you a link if I'm on it. We're just going to be talking about it. It's coming up next weekend, the day after Thanksgiving here in the United States.
From my channel, I've got my usual unboxings. I've also got a live show coming up on the 27th of November. That's from my What If series, where we'll ask a few creators to reinvent Spider-Man. So that's coming up on the 27th. Let's just stop sharing my screen. There we are. Speaking of conventions, I attended a UK convention the other day called Thought Bubble, which was absolutely amazing. My first time there. I mentioned to you earlier, Ephraim, but I'm blaming you for a new passion I've got. So you did a tremendous video a little while ago about some comic book art covers that you've got done, some sketch covers.
Yes.
And that set me down the path of buying some of them at Thought Bubble and getting some commissions. So each Thursday I'm putting out a video about Thought Bubble. But you mentioned one of the big conventions in the USA there, San Diego. You going there? Is it next weekend?
It's next weekend. They're calling it San Diego Comic-Con Special Edition. I was calling it San Diego Comic-Con Light. So
right.
I just don't think. I think it's going to be great, but it's not going to be like the one in July. People, I was comparing them. I go, I can't. Basically, Hollywood comes down to San Diego in July.
Yeah.
And this is going to be some panels. They're going to be. I think there's going to be a lot more vendors there, which is a good thing. So I'm looking forward to it. Getting my feet wet again. It's been 2 years since I've been to a convention.
Yeah.
So
at that convention, Ephraim, will there be plenty of comic book sellers, like long boxes?
Yeah.
See, we didn't get that at Thought Bubble. There was one guy selling one long box of comics. It was all artists and things, which was great.
Yeah.
But we get very few comic book sellers.
Yeah.
So at San Diego, what have you got your eyes out for? Is there anything in particular you're hunting for?
They haven't shown too many exclusives as of yet. God, there was this one Aftershock's going to have some comic books there. They're going to have some from We Live.
Oh, nice.
And some of their other books there. I think there are going to be some exclusives there. I think hopefully this week's coming up, this Friday now. So within the next week, hopefully they're going to show more exclusives. I sent you that link that you want to check it out. If any exclusives pop up, it's going to be on that link. But I know Aftershock's going to be having some, and I haven't heard anything. I have not heard anything from Marvel or DC if they're going to have any exclusive as of yet. So,
well, it'd be really interested to see what you pick up. So, looking forward to seeing your video from that. Okie dokie, Ephraim. We'll call it a night there. It's been fantastic talking to you again, and I look forward to our next video.
For sure.
So, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you the next time. Thanks very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye now.